Cheating the priest. Upon a time, a man and his wife went a day's journey from their village to the bazaar to sell their wares, and it fell upon the day of their return that it rained heavily, and as they hurried along the highway, they sought shelter from the head priest of the temple. He, however, would not even let them enter. They begged to be permitted to sleep in the sheltered place at the head of the stairs, but this also the priest refused. Angered, they went under the temple and there rested. When the priest had lain down on his mat in the room just over the place where the man and his wife were hidden, he heard the man say to his wife, "It would be good to be again with our young and beautiful daughter. I trust all is well with her." Having heard these words, the priest arose hastily and called, "Come up, good people, and sleep in the temple. Here too are mats to rest upon." And as they talked of their beautiful daughter, the priest asked, "When I am out of the temple, released from my vows, will you give me your daughter to wife?" Looking at his wife, the husband replied, "It is good in our sight." When the morning came and they wished to steam some rice for their breakfast, they had no pot, but the priest freely offered the use of his pot and insisted upon their using of the sacred wood for their fire, the wood which was used to prop in the branches of the po tree. Being ready to go on their way, the priest presented them with gifts of food, silver, and gold, saying, "I will soon leave the priesthood and come to marry your beautiful daughter." But 3 days had passed when the man and wife came again to the temple and told the priest that their daughter was dead, and a long time they all mourned together. "I will ever remain true to my love for your daughter. Never will I leave the priesthood," vowed the priest, while the man and his wife returned to their home, spent the silver and gold the priest had given them, and cheerfully laughed at him, for they had never had a daughter. The disappointed priest. In the temple of the north lived a priest who had great greed for the betel nut. One day, compelled by his appetite, he inquired of a boy priest if no one had died that day, but the boy replied he had heard of no death. A man, while worshipping in the temple, overheard the priest's words, and on his return to his home said, "The priest wants someone to die so he can have betel to eat. Let us punish him, because he loves the betel nut better than the life of a man. Make them ready the grave, then wail with a loud voice, and the priest will come." When all was ready, they wailed with a loud voice, and the priest, filled with cheerful thoughts of satisfying his appetite, came quickly. The people all said, "We must hasten to the grave with our dead brother. As it is already evening, we will not have a feast until we return." All hastened to the place of burning, and upon reaching it, they took one end of a cloth covering of the body and placed it in the hands of the priest, while the other end they left on the body of the supposed dead man. "While you ask blessings on our dead brother, we will go prepare wood for the burning," said the people. And leaving the priest praying, they returned as they had come, cut thorns and briars, and placed them on and about the path, so the priest could not escape unhurt. Then they hid themselves. As the darkness closed about him, the priest prayed fast and loud. Lo, the man stirred and groaned, and the priest cried, "O my father, I am asking blessings on thee. Why movest thou?" Again the man rose up and groaned even louder, and the priest, terrified, ran away towards the temple. Caught by the briars, he fell headlong, cut and bleeding, and with much pain had his wounds dressed by the boy priest. Not until he had rested did he inquire of the boy if the people of the dead man had brought any betel to the temple in his absence. "No," said the boy priest, "go to the house of the dead man and eat with them." But the priest most vehemently said, "If 10 or 20 men die, I will not go again. Die like that man, I shall never go again." The greedy priest. In the compound of a temple in the south there was a large fruit tree, the fruit of which was coveted by all, as they passed, but the head priest would permit no one to eat it, because he was greedy and selfish and wished but to satisfy his own appetite. 2 men, talking together, said they would obtain fruit from the priest, and they would have it without price. One came and asked for the fruit. The priest refused him gruffly, saying, "I need it for my own use." The man replied, "I desired it to eat with my venison curry, of which I have so much that I want you to come and eat with me." On hearing this, the priest said, "Take what you want," filling his scarf with the coveted fruit. The man left the priest, saying, "I will call for you as the eye of day closes." Shortly after, the second man came and begged for fruit, and likewise was refused, until he said he wished to eat it with his pork curry, and that the hour of the day closed, he would come for the priest to eat with him. When the priest said, "All you desire, take," and the man filled a large basket with the coveted fruit. As the eye of day closed, the two men called together for the priest. When they reached a fork in the road, one laid hold on the arm of the priest and said, "Come with me first, my house is down this way." "Come with me first," said the other, "my family will already be eaten." Thus they disputed, drawing the greedy old priest this way and that, until he was bruised and tired, when he said, "It is enough, I will neither eat of the venison nor of the pork." And the men went home and laughed, for neither had one venison nor the other pork. The ambitious priest. There is a tale of an old priest who prayed each day that the gods would give him a jewel of great price, one that had the power to make him fly as a bird. A young priest in the temple, hearing his prayer, secured the eye of a fish and hid it in his room. And when again the old priest prayed for the jewel, the young priest brought the eye of a fish and gave it to him. Then was the old priest glad. "Now can I rise up as though on wings and fly from this earth," said he. Selecting 2 large palm leaves, thinking, "I must have wings first," he tried to fly, but could not. The young priest said, "From here you cannot fly, it is not high enough. Go to the roof of the temple and fly from there." Acting on this suggestion, the old priest went up to the roof, but fell from his high place, and lo, when they came to him, he was dead.